Good morning. Can you believe we're already in June? Time flies, doesn't it? I guess it's been a little slower as we've been in this pandemic and I've been stuck at home, but I've been getting out a little bit this last week. And so I'm hoping that things are easing for you as we work through this. And my concern is, and what I'm going to encourage you about today, and the things that I guess I've wanted encouragement on, is we seem to have gotten out of the pandemic, or at least getting there, and now we have all of these riots going on in cities, all this turmoil, this racial turmoil, and so, I was wanting to encourage people today. And I was in the Bible looking at things in Scripture. And so I just wanted to encourage you this week. I'm going to give you a few words out of the text here today that hopefully will encourage you during this time that we're going through. I've heard people say, well, this is the end. This is the last days, the last times, all of this is a sign that, Jesus is coming soon. I don't know. It could be. It's a good opportunity for him. I don't know. Only the Father knows that. But I'm going to give you a word of encouragement today, a couple scriptures, and we're going to get it right into it today. And I want you to listen to what I'm saying and take it into your spirit, and hopefully it will give you some comfort, some peace, and just some encouragement today. So we're going to start off, and we're going to be in 2 Corinthians 4, and we're going to start in verse 8. I'm reading out of the Message today. The Message version of the Bible is very straightforward in today's language. Sometimes I don't like it. I don't think the translation is what I think it should be, but I like this today for us, and it says in 2 Corinthians 4:8, we've been surrounded and battered by troubles. Well, can you agree with that? This is Paul writing this, by the way. The Apostle Paul writing this. They've been, persecuted for being Christians. But can you relate that we've been battered by problems and troubles? But we're not demoralized. We're not demoralized. We haven't lost it. We're not sure what to do, but we know God knows what to do. We've been spiritually terrorized, but God hasn't left our side. We've been thrown down, but we haven't been broken. What they did to Jesus, they do to us. Trials and torture, mockery, murder. But what Jesus did among them, he also does in us. He lives. So he lives in us, just as he lived back then with those people as they persecuted him. He lived. He showed his life, and he showed how to live. And so our lives are a constant risk for Jesus' sake, which makes Jesus' life all the more evident in us. While we're going through the worst, this last line is just the epitome. I want this. And it's what it says. It says, when we're going through the worst, you're getting in on the best. So when I'm going through my worst, I'm showing forth Jesus at the best and giving you the best of Jesus, because I am not letting circumstances rule how Jesus works through me. And I hope you see that in my life, that I'm going through what people would consider to be hell or whatever, but Jesus is still working through me and in me. So we're also going to read today a sister verse, or whatever you want to call it, an additional verse today. And we're going to find that in the Gospel of John. And it goes along with what I was just saying here, We're bruised and battered, but we're not defeated. We're not, yeah, there's troubles, but we're not troubled by it. So Jesus is talking to his disciples, and he says, this is in the Gospel of John, he says, in fact, you're about to make a run for it, saving your own skins and abandoning me. He's saying, you're all going to leave me alone. You're going to abandon me to the disciples. But he says, I'm not abandoned. The Father is with me. I've told you all this so that trusting me, you will be unshakable and assured and deeply at peace. In this godless world, you will continue to experience difficulties. But take heart, for I've conquered the world. Wow, isn't that just beautiful? What he's saying is, even as the disciples were abandoning him, he's saying to them, I'm not abandoned. My Father is still with me. And so when you face times when you feel abandoned and all alone, you're not alone. God is with you. And he talks about here that we're going to have difficulties in this world, but take heart. It's okay. Jesus has overcome the world. Well, take that with you this week. Hopefully that brings you some comfort. You're not alone. God is with you wherever you go. And just show forth Jesus wherever you go. So have a great week. Don't forget you can always call or text. We can pray together. I'm praying with several people about things, and we just keep it before the Lord. So I hope you have a great week. Be blessed. And until next week, I love you. Have a great day. Oh, you can also text me. 970-466-4663 or Michael@problemsolvergroup.com. All right, be blessed. Have a great week.